So on today's podcast, we have Mo back for part two. Obviously, he came in, June or July when the World Cup was just before, and we done predictions and stuff, and we talked about the sports journalism course, the university stuff, the whole article portfolio thing.
Yeah.
Which we linked in the description, and you can still check it out because he still writes articles. What was the last one that you wrote? So it's the Chelsea
something one. Yeah.
I saw that one on Twitter.
Yeah. The 5 talking points.
I mean, it wasn't really talking points. You were just naming players and saying hit or miss.
Oh, that one. I did too.
I
did the analysis and did the individual players.
Anyway, obviously it's 2019.
Happy New Year.
To me, not to Mo. He's already taking L's in the new year, like usual, but that's neither here or there. And anyway, let's get into talking about what we've been doing since June all the way to January.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you had the break.
Yeah.
But you went back in September, so what have you been doing since then?
So just been doing work at uni, coursework, just getting work done for modules and stuff, and trying to get as much contact as I can so I can use them later on in the future. So for like games and just generally having people that you can rely on. That
Just in like football? Or?
Not necessarily just football, but in most sports that I cover, football's the predominant one that.
So have you had any like notable articles or any notable experiences since?
Yeah, so I've gone to like games in the press box and I've covered it for different teams.
What teams?
So I went to a League One game, Walsall versus Coventry, in December, I think. So last month, yeah. So I went to do that, covered the game, covered post-match press conference, spoke to player manager, did the piece on that, got published in the Coventry Telegraph. I went to another one, Chesterfield versus Billericay. That was the first round of the FA Cup in October, I think it was, or November. Mid-November, I think, not like that. Because you know how the FA Cup proper only starts now. So all the prelims, that's before.
So all the dead teams?
Yeah, pretty much.
All the average.
Not that much, but yeah. All of the teams that have hopes and dreams that are crushed. I think both of them are out now.
Yeah,
because Chesterfield, they drew 1-1.
Just for a dead. And I don't even know who the other team is.
Billericay. And then
I don't know who they are.
And then they went to their ground and they beat them in the replay. And then they lost to Sunderland, I think, in the second round, I think.
Sunderland. Same Sunderland that are third in League One now.
Yeah.
Not even automatic promotion.
It's a shame. But it's just shown how far they've gone down in the last couple of years, Just yesterday, Jermaine Defoe was scoring goals.
Wait, Jermaine Defoe plays for Bournemouth now?
Yeah, but back in the day.
Yeah, I know. And some people had them in their fantasy team.
Yeah.
And triple captained them, and then they didn't play for the rest of the season.
And I never saw in their team, so.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't have Paddy McNair in their team.
Yeah, well,
Or Donald Love.
Donald Love. That's a throwback.
Gone are the days where Sunderland had quality players like Kevin Jones.
Hey man, they have Victor Nietzsche once upon a time. What?
Victor Nietzsche.
What's wrong with Victor Nietzsche? Quality striker.
That's scored like 3 goals in one like stint, and then can score again.
Hey man, they come in bunches.
It's like Brown a day or a day Brown.
Igalo.
Yeah, but Igalo had 1 good season.
Yeah, Nietzsche had like a good couple of weeks.
Anyway, so obviously last time you came, you said you had 2 million views on your stuff.
Like that, yeah.
And now how many do you have?
4.5 million or 5. I don't know the specific. Like I can't give you a round. I can give you a roundabout figure, but.
So, what do you average though on each video? I mean, each article.
It depends, like.
Because what I saw, I said like 2.7k.
Yeah, every club, every league, every topic that I cover, they all have different
fan bases.
So basically, like, if I'm going to cover a top team, like let's say Liverpool or Man United or Man City or Chelsea, for instance, or Arsenal,
Arsenal,
I'm going to put them in. It's going to have more views than say if I'm going to do an article on Bournemouth or Newcastle, for say,
or West Ham.
But at the end of the day, the top teams, they get more coverage. So it's about trying to strike a balance between one, getting it, and two, making sure it's quality, so it's not the same as everyone else. If that makes sense.
So obviously, you average like what? Is that the average of like the 3K mark?
I mean, it's difficult because it fluctuates. I can't really say I average anything. It's one of them, like,
I mean,
it dips and it peaks and troughs. It kind of
there would be an average.
Yeah, obviously, but it's not one of those like it kind of fluctuates too much to have an average.
Obviously, you doubled the views in 6 months.
Yeah.
So how do you go about doing doubling? Because there's obviously a lot of people, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or writing articles or blogs that want to get more views. How do you go about getting more views?
Well, at the start when I first was doing it, my blog, I didn't know that certain people were doing it a different way to me. So I wouldn't usually like pitch it or plug it to different social networks. If that makes sense. I would only just publish it and then, because I had Google Plus at the time, we'll go on there.
I want to use Google Plus.
Yeah, I'm just giving. I had a couple of communities on there.
I'm pretty sure they deleted the Google Plus, or have they deleted it already?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's still there.
I think they're deleting it.
Why?
No one uses it. It's meant to, like, you know how they have like iMessage and all of that. People just rather use WhatsApp and iMessage, all of that, rather than use that. Like, no one uses
it. Like, I would publish it, and I made it so that every time I would publish something on there, it would also go on my Google Plus.
That's like the YouTube videos; they automatically post it on both.
So because I think I had a lot of followers on there. They'd see it on there, and then they go and do it from the other side. So it's one of them where it's about. I didn't know at the time because I was still in secondary school. I was still learning the trade, as it were. I didn't know that if you try and like pitch it more or you plug it more aggressively, that it's gonna do it in such a way that you're gonna get more readers, because the more you do something, the more people are gonna look at it.
There's 5. Like, let's try and come up with 5 tips for to help people grow on whatever it is. What would you put? Obviously, you said plug on social media.
Yeah, I think that's important.
But I would also add, if you want to plug on social media, use multiple, like not just Twitter. I would use Instagram or Facebook. What else is there? You can have YouTube. What was that, like LinkedIn? I don't know if that's applicable to everything. But yeah, there's like so many. If you just use Twitter, let's say you have 10 followers on Twitter, and you have 100 friends on Facebook, you have to be smart about it. I always just say, if you're trying to promote, you should do it constantly. You know what I mean?
You have to do it regularly, otherwise you're
like at least, if you're really serious about it, at least once a day. I would.
Yeah, I think that's important,
especially in like Twitter.
You need to have continuity. You need to see that you do it regularly
and consistently,
which is something that you don't do.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like experimenting with some stuff. You know, I wanted to see what it was fun.
So when was the time you made a video?
Made a video?
Yeah.
Right now?
No, obviously not right now, but before today.
That time when we tried and it didn't work. But before that, it was like 2 weeks.
Why has it been 2 weeks?
Because I was making those football videos and I was kind of like bored. So I just wanted to do this, but then I had to buy a couple things, and it was Christmas, so it was a bit...
So why didn't you try and do something else to plug the gap, or at least give an update on, your circumstances? Because your loyal subscribers, they want to see you, they want to know what's going on. Just radio silence for 2 weeks.
That's true.
Why don't you tell the people?
Well, I'm here now, so they can watch this one. Well, yeah, so first tip.
Yeah, I think
social media, multiple, consistently. Obviously, consistently posting is one. That's the second one you were just talking about. What else? Giving quality content to watch, probably another one as well. Because if you're posting, like, I don't know, you post 5 videos in a week, but they're all shit, people are going to click on it, watch like a minute and be like, because there's one on my channel, I think it's the Raheem Sterling one, like a recent one has like 80 something, but the watch retention is like 59 seconds. So people watch like the first bit and then like, it's dead. So they're not going to subscribe. I think you want more subscribers and views in that case.
I think it's more a case of quality than quantity. You need to have.
I think you need a balance.
I'd rather you do 3 a week and then will be really good than
But
do
I would
one
put
every
it like
day.
you want,
will be average.
instead of having 7 videos a week out of 5, have 4 out of 8. Or you could have 1 at like a 10, but that's like not, like you need a balance between quality and quantity. Because unless you're posting extremely like there's some people that post like once a year on YouTube, but it's like something that takes a long time to make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know that guy that does that thingy where he like does the Disney princess thingy singing, but he changes the song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he uploads like once a week, but he gets like 20 million views when he does.
Yeah, because they're grown accustomed to the fact that he's got a lot of quality in his videos.
Exactly, but if you're not gonna make that video, you kind of need to make consistent. Like, not everyone can make videos like that, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I know everyone likes making videos like that, and if you want to grow the quickest, you need to have good quality content that's watchable plus consistent quite a lot.
It's about retaining the people that watch your videos, isn't it? Really.
So obviously we've given some tips there. You know, you can implement them either way. I also, have you been on any other podcasts except for the one?
Yeah, I've been on different podcasts in the past. Yeah, either as a guest. So, like, let's say for instance, it's a Manchester United podcast, and they're playing against Arsenal, say.
This guy's come as the Arsenal.
I would come as the Arsenal guru, or let's say, for instance, in the past, right, where I've worked, I've been the editor of the Manchester City site or the Manchester City team, so I have to cover them. So I'd be responsible for them. So I'd be like the correspondent, as you were. I'd be the guy that you'd look to. Oh, we're playing against Man City. What can you tell us? So just something that I offer that's different to something that they usually have on there, which is why I'm on here, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to get an array of people, so you would have it first step, I guess. First person.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of, get Mo back.
Yeah.
We can expand, because last time, I mean, it was alright. I think it started a bit slow. Then it ended a bit.
Kind of petered out.
Like, because it wasn't fully planned as such.
This isn't fully planned, is it?
Yeah, but I have stuff written down, though.
Yeah.
Last time I didn't have nothing, so it was kind of...
It's very good to plan, though. You should always plan.
Yeah, I would definitely say. That was a nice saying. Nobody plans to fail, but people fail to plan. I heard that in a video the other day. Well, that's kind of true. So obviously, how long have you been doing articles? Like
since 2011.
So 7 years.
This is my 8th year now.
And this is going to be the 8th.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's my point. Like, people just
some people think that they can make one video or one article and they get like instant. Like,
it's been a process.
Even when people see like Ninja and they're like, "No, Ninja's grown 20 million subs in 1 year," but Ninja's been streaming for 7 years before that with no subs.
That's how it is.
YouTube, he's got 20 million, but before they had none. Before this year, like.
That's my point. It's not easy. You just need to keep going up.
Right, most of the Fortnite guys, I mean, some of them obviously started recently because when they saw it, they were like, "Let me jump on." But most of them been streaming for like a long time. Like Nick Marks was streaming before Twitch, Ninja was streaming before Twitch. Like Daquan been streaming for like 3-4 years. Like all of them been streaming for at least like 2 years.
That's the point. I think it's important. You need to say that. Like, don't be disheartened if, for instance, you don't get to where you want to be at a certain time. You need to just know it's a process.
Yeah, if you make 5 videos and one gets 3 views and one gets 10 and then one gets 50, like that, you should still keep making videos over and over again and not just be disheartened that one of your videos got this many views to expect to get 50 every time because you got it once. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people be like, "Oh, my friend got like I had a friend, he made a video and he got like 20k views before, like back in the day, And I was like, wow, if he could get it, I could get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it's
you
just
start,
like,
and you're like, wait, why am I not getting 20 kids?
Yeah.
A lot of people like to compare themselves to everyone else. Like, can't compare yourself to someone who's been doing
Everyone
it for
has different.
a long time. Like, if someone has 500,000 subscribers, you can't be like, well, they have it, I deserve it, because they've probably been doing it for a year or 2 years already. You know? So obviously we'll move on. You're still at university.
Yeah.
Your course is 2 or 3 years.
3 years.
Oh, 4. I meant to say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Do you have a placement?
No, but I might do something afterwards. I don't know yet. Not sure.
So let's give some uni advice. So obviously we both went. I left. You're still there.
Mm-hmm.
You're now pretty much halfway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much halfway through the 3 years.
Yeah.
So you've obviously learned everything, most of the stuff you need to learn. So let's go on, like, for applying first. So what tips would you give to any? Because obviously after this, like, Christmas holiday, then everyone has to finalise their sort of, like, applications. So
Yeah.
what tips would you give to other people?
I think it's important that, number one, you don't rush it. Like, it's a serious decision. Like, it's not one you can take lightly, because once you're in there, it's not one of those that you can just pass.
Yeah, it's like, especially if you go to one and you don't like it, but you didn't look at, like, you didn't go there first and you don't like the area, and that's the course that you want to do. So you're already doing the course, but you don't like the area.
You need to do your due diligence. Really, I think it's important that you take care of, number one, the course.
Yeah, research multiple. Yeah. So
and as well the unis, what they offer, why they're different.
Which one's the best? Which one's best for you?
Which one's the best?
Like, if you don't want to go too far, if you want to go for, some people want to go abroad. You know what I mean? So definitely go and scout.
I think I wanted to at one point. I think it was only because the tuition fees were so, but
it's because they give you benefits from going abroad.
Yeah,
but then you go to France and then you have to take. I think they give you cuts if you go study somewhere else. But if you're coming over to study here, I think it's more.
Yeah, I think it is, because there was someone in my.
There was lots of foreign students in my
last year, and I remember he told me it was so expensive.
One guy I was sitting next to, he was from Cyprus, and the guy didn't really know that much English, but.
So how was he able to do the course?
I don't know, he could speak English, but kind of, like, he understood it. But obviously, it wasn't his first language, so he was kind of struggling to. He was a bit slower, you know what I mean?
That's the thing, like, if you're not bilingual, then it's a bit of a sticky one still.
Yeah, but I wasn't scared to ask for help, though.
That's good.
He was always asking the teacher, I don't understand. Because if he didn't, he would just suffer in silence and fail, which is not good. But obviously, look at all the ones you're applying to, make sure you like the course, make sure you like the area, make sure, it's like, if you don't want to be too far, it's not too far. What about tips for people that are already there, or you already know they're going? What tips would you give? Apart from, like, one that I talked about was self-sufficiency. Like, you need to be able to clean, you need to be able to cook, clean, wash your...
All the stuff that your parents do for you, you need to be able to do it for yourself. Iron, I mean, it's very rarely you have to iron, but...
I mean, you can hang it on the drying thing.
Because I had to go to if you have to go to a formal thing, like, I went to a horse racing thing, I had to iron my shirt. If you don't have to iron, it's a bit... Such simple things like that. Like, you need to be able to, what's the word? Do things that other people might not... They'd expect you to do by yourself.
I mean, a lot of people, their parents do a lot for them these days, so...
You can't be dependent on anyone, because that's really it.
Especially if you go by yourself.
That's the main thing. It's independence. It's not...
It's true, because when you're there, no one's going to force you to go to any lectures or any classes, right? Like,
I think primary school is the only... Then once you get older and you get into secondary school, they start trying to, like, wean you on, like, oh, you still have to go to school? But, and then sixth form is a bit like, you can get away with it, but...
No, I did, yeah.
Like, you did. This guy got away with it a lot. But then, once you're in university, no one's there to take in. There's no baby.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care if you show up or not, really.
It doesn't matter to them. They're still getting paid either way, so...
I mean, they're getting paid either way in every situation.
So...
But it's like, if you don't show up, that's on you, so...
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you paid for that, so... You knew what you get
your money's gone, their money's coming to them, they don't care.
It's not about them.
Anyway, another one, what would you say, like, obviously, being able to...
Yeah, one thing I would say... One thing I would say, don't get your hopes up. Really, I mean, it's one of them. Like everyone says, what's the phrase they say?
Best time of your life.
They say these are the best 3 years of your life, or they say, oh, enjoy it because it's gonna. You never know if it's gonna last, or how long it's gonna last, or this is your ticket to adulthood. That's the word, yeah. But really and truly, you just need to just go into.
It's all like the films, you know what I mean?
You just have to go into it with a level head. Like you can't expect too much. You need to just be able to adapt. I think it's important.
I would also say go like. I mean, I'm not saying to the extent of like extremes. Pick the same course, the same uni, the same accommodation. But if you go with people you know, it's still easier.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. Like, if you know what you want to do, then
like if you
more power to you. But
if you don't really 100% know what you want to go, I would say go to the same one as your friend will be a lot easier, right? Because you already know people.
One close to at least.
If you already know people, especially
it's way easier to integrate.
Especially if you're not extroverted and like some people can just walk in and just they all have 10 friends already. They just walk in and everyone wants to be their friend. You know what I mean? But some people they struggle. So I would say if you go with someone you know, then you're already with someone. For some reason, people find it easier to approach 2 people than one. You know, like if you're sitting at a table with someone else, they're like, oh yeah, let me sit here. But if you're sitting by yourself, like, why is this guy sitting by himself? There's a reason.
Yeah,
there's a reason he's sitting by himself.
Pretty low mates. Some of them.
So obviously we talked about the tips and stuff like that. Anything else you want to
add? Yeah, I mean, I just said, you need to be adaptable because you never know what tomorrow might bring. You know, it's so simple stuff like just you might take for granted at home. It's important that you don't when you get there because you never know how your experience might be. You might be in halls, you might be outside in private residence, you might not be able to integrate with your class or your group or your peers. It's difficult and at the same time it's rewarding because it's going to set you up for when you're older. But at the same time, I think it's important that's the word. I need to be able to adapt.
Adapt. You heard it from Mo here.
Adapt.
A bit. The one of the biggest things you need to be able to do: self-sufficient and adaptability. 2 big things. If you're going to uni or if you're already there, you need help. Because obviously people
get homesick. You know, that's a thing. It is a thing.
So there was a girl in my halls that I saw. It was a couple of weeks in, and she was crying. And she was her parents or grandparents were picking her up. 2 weeks.
I went to if you go to stuff like I don't know like Scouts or what's the other thing they did NCS.
NCS, that's kind of shit.
I know, but just stuff like what's the other thing? Is it DOV? Yeah,
I don't do competitive.
Stuff like DOV or Scouts or just stuff like that will help you.
Yeah, where you're away from.
Yeah, because really and truly,
Duke of Edinburgh was kind of camping. I'm not sure how that's going to help you.
Yeah, but it's
plus
still,
you always had counsellors and stuff.
Yeah,
people
but it's still
you didn't have to do anything by yourself.
It's still the same kind of trying to see how you would be without the same.
I don't NCS. They came to our school.
Because not everyone could deal with that. You know?
Yeah, the NCS, it was alright, but they came to our school and they're like, universities want this. If you do this, you can tick it. Like they were like acting like there's a thing on your application. It's a tick box, and if you've done it, you get better. I was like, it wasn't worth it. It was like 3 weeks.
I think that was just a summer thing. Cause
it was.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks. The first week you went off camping for a week, or it was like 5 days. I don't remember. It was like you leave on Monday, you come back on Friday, and then you do like camping. We done like hiking. We slept in a field in a tent, but we actually also stayed in like a
hostel.
Yeah. And then the second week was you go to a university for university accommodation.
Oh.
And you stay there for 5 days, Monday to Friday, and it was alright. It was nothing special, and then you had to pick like a speciality. So you could have picked sport, photography, like I think it was video or movie, something to do with videos anyway. Acting and something else, and they put you in the groups of people who also pick that, and you stay there and you do a task related, and at the end of the week you present in front of parents and stuff. It was kind of dead, to be honest. But I mean, I guess you have to cook for yourself. You have to clean and stuff like that.
It's because home comforts, if you get too comfortable, they become difficult for you to.
But the thing was, you were staying with 5 other people, so if you didn't know how to cook, someone of them really knew how to cook anyway.
Yeah,
And the
other experience aren't the same as that.
Yeah, the third week was just every day we come from home and we go to one place and we do some nonsense. I didn't go for one of the days, but and then they done like weekends in September, which was a waste of time. I didn't go to like 3 of them. Still with the graduation thing, and no one ever mentioned it again. I don't understand. What was the point? Well, there you go. So obviously, do you have a lot of work?
What do you mean?
At university, like, do you have a lot of work schedule? Is it more from year 1 to year 2?
It's one of them. Like, year 1, obviously, you can tell it's easier.
Yeah, it was easier. There was a course on my one, but the first 6 weeks, if you done A-level maths, you didn't even have to show up.
The first year is easier, but the second year is more demanding in the sense that there might not be as much that you have to do in terms of like lectures and going to seminars, but the amount of independent work you have to do outside the class, it goes up.
Yeah, I mean that's what they said.
Especially now, like coming now, like
they said the big gap between A levels and university is that you have to do a lot more by yourself. I mean, when I was there, the essays there, you had to read like external books and stuff.
Yeah,
So, like, use as references. But then again,
I think it's a good thing though.
Yeah, I know, but you could use anything as a source. That's like when they say you have to read books. You don't have to read books. You could read articles or anything. If you can reference it, like if it is applicable, you can use it. I could read this book, and if I think there's something in there that references the topic, I can use it.
It shows that you've been doing extended.
I mean, like that's why I say if you do not like the course, you might as well leave straight away. You might as well just be like, this course is dead. Especially if it's the first month. I think in the first month you can actually change, no? Or the first couple of weeks at least, you can literally just change.
But I think, like I was saying, the second year is more independent because I think it's good for it to be like that because at the end of the day, especially for courses like sports journalism, you're going to need to be independent.
Yeah, there's no partner in the...
Pretty much all the time, you're going to be by yourself or with 2 other people that are doing camera work or whatever.
I mean, that's if you do.
Yeah, that's just if you're doing a specific...
TV.
Yeah, but...
Not everyone does TV.
Exactly, that's my point. Everyone will have their own speciality. Someone might do TV, someone might do radio, someone might do,
I mean, I want to be the one doing the internet. So
because
TV and radio is kind of...
But TV and radio is more practical, it's more physical.
Yeah, you actually
in a sense that you actually get to go there. And the internet guys will just be the ones that go, what are you? And just be like, they'll just read it off and just type it and they'll just publish it for print.
I mean, I think on the internet there's more opportunity for being discovered, You have a bigger chance of success because, like, obviously, like Sky Sports. They only hire, like, let's say 8 reporters for football, let's say. They'll only hire, or maybe they hire one to go to each Premier League game, right? So if you're not in that lucky 10 people that get to go to Premier League game, then what are you doing?
It's one of them. It's difficult.
I think there's more chance because with the internet and stuff, you could, like, one article, one video, one stream, you could just blow up straight away,
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to do it, like, some people could blow up the first day they do it, some people...
It's all about
a bit of luck.
Luck.
If you're making quality,
eventually you get seen. I think.
Quality content, eventually somebody's gonna see it, and eventually you're gonna think. But most people tend to just give up when they don't get it. Like some people give up after like a couple of weeks, month. Like, I think there was a stats that 1% of people that get over 1,000 subs on YouTube actually go on and become over 100k or something. Or it's like 1% of people get to 1,000 subs or something because they give up before that. Because they're like,
it's disheartening because you see the numbers all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing. Like, if you wanna just enjoy it and make content that you like, you probably should not look at
I
the
think
likes.
it's important not to look at.
I was watching an interview with.
I didn't. That's why I kept going. I didn't
I
really
was
see it
watching an
until.
interview with you know who Gary. I asked you last time. You know who Gary Vaynerchuk or Van.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with him yesterday, and he was like, "The worst thing on Instagram is the like, is the
Yeah,
likes
it's true.
feature, because people see the likes and they're like,
oh, I should have more of this.
He was talking about girls. He was like, well, they could post one picture where they're wearing some whatever clothing, and a bunch of guys are gonna like it. But when they want to do a different type of post, like just a regular post, no one likes it. They're like, oh, I got 50k likes, and then I got 3k likes. So I should post more than 50k likes. Which kind of you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot if you do something like that. Like, if, let's say for example, you just like when you started, you had Arsenal article, you writing about Arsenal, and that was the only thing to getting. Let's say they were averaging 500 views on Instagram, and then you writing PSG every so often, but they were getting 10. You'd probably be more inclined to write about Arsenal. But if you only wrote about Arsenal, you might not have got to 5 million views. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we talked about university and sort of how do you progress in whatever social thing you want. So obviously, you can't progress if you don't work at it, right? You need to put in some hard work.
You do. Yeah, it's difficult because on the one hand, you need to. For me, I think it's important to be organised, have like a schedule, because otherwise it's going to be difficult for you. You're going to procrastinate, you're going to get distracted.
Yeah, so one thing a lot of people always ask, whoever it is, they always like, how do I stop procrastinating? Because there's so many people that will just sit there and be like, I think we talked about it last time, and it's like, they know they have to do their schoolwork, or their work, whatever it is, and then they're like, but I can play 1 hour of Xbox. And then they're like, oh, I need to eat. Then I need to go for a shower. And then before you know it, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then it just goes on. And you still haven't done it a week later. Like, how do you stop that?
I think, for me, it's one of them, like, at the time, you can think, oh yeah, I could do something else right now. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, if I do this now, then I won't have to worry about it later. So, I think, especially with homework, I think it might have been last year or sixth form. Like if I had like a big essay to do or a big piece of work, I'll just think to myself, let me think, what would this person do? Someone else might do it at the last minute. Do I want to be that guy that just does it last minute?
I mean, some people are really good at doing it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But some people, because it's inconvenient.
I think I was one of those people that last minute I could do a good job.
Yeah, I could do a good job, but it's not about that. It's about wanting to do other stuff at different times. So that if I do that now, there's how
you have an essay that's due in a month and you do it now. Who knows? Like at the end of the month, the whole last week, you might have a whole thing to do every day.
Yeah, that's my point.
And then you have no time.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like
you don't know.
For all you know, tomorrow, you know you have another, like you didn't have a lecture and then all of a sudden you had the whole class had shit grades. They're calling you in for another thingy, and then you have no time to do that last work.
It's one of them. Like you need to. It's all about opportunity cost. Like what happens if I do this now and if I leave it? Because like you said, you don't know what might happen tomorrow. I might get a call saying, "Oh, can you come and might have a great opportunity tomorrow?" I might get a call. "Oh, can you come and do Chelsea versus Newcastle or something?" And I'm like, "Oh wow, I can't wait!" But I have to do something that I've put off for the whole time. So it's a case of knowing, okay, if I do this now, then I'll benefit from it later because I'll have more time for other stuff.
Like, for all you know, your mum could get ill tomorrow and you have to go home or something, and then you can't do the work that week. And then you're going to have an excuse. Like, a lot of people like to make excuses. You know what I mean?
I think it's well done.
It's easy. Like,
it's easy to make
why did... Like, I'll use an example of me. Like, when I was playing FIFA, I'll be like, why did I get 29 out of 40 or something? I'll be like, oh, it's because my team's dead. You know what I mean? It was because I got unlucky or whatever. But in reality, I just was not better than the person that beat me, probably, in most cases. So, obviously... You talked about opportunity cost.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do like business or economics, you probably know what that means.
Yeah.
Or in general, most people know what it means. But I think everyone knows what it means. But most people don't actually implement it.
Yeah, as well.
Like, they don't really implement. Like, they're like, oh, well, I know that I could be reading this book instead of playing Netflix right now.
But it's just not as appealing until you get into the book.
Then they realise, yeah, I could.
But
And it just goes back into the whole procrastination stage again. Like if you need to be able to make good judgments as well when it comes to opportunities.
You need to have self-discipline. That's not awesome.
I mean, it all started like I was watching a guy and he said 4 keys to success. 1 was hard work, 25%. Because like a lot of people will be like, well, you're not working hard enough, but in reality, if you're working hard, you can just run in a circle. You're still working hard, but you're running in a circle. Whereas if you're running in a straight line, you actually go in that direction.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't like when people say, "Oh yeah, you're working hard on the football pitch." How do you know? Like, what constitutes hard work on the football pitch?
Jordan Henderson works hard.
Running.
He runs in the wrong place. Like he doesn't like another one. Kante works hard, but Kante works hard in the right places. You know what I mean?
It's one of them. Like, you can't really just attribute working hard to running.
Exactly. That's like
distance covered, and then that's not the.
You talked about organisation, which was the other another 25%. And organisation is important because if you know what you're doing the next day, it's going to eliminate procrastination. Number one, because you know I have to do this by 10 o'clock. Like, let's say you wake up. I mean, a lot of people say wake up at the same time every day. Do this a similar routine. Because then you have less time to dilly-dally or whatever. A lot of people say make your bed in the morning.
That's the first thing you do when you wake up.
If you do that, it gives like a signal like, I've already done one thing.
Yeah, really
like, it might not seem significant, but to be like, I've already made my bed, that's one thing done. And then you're like, oh, now I need to go for a shower. 2 things done. And then, I need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It just spirals on.
I think if you're busy and you kept busy, I think that's also good.
Yeah, boredom will just lead to you being more bored. And
that's why I like keeping busy, because if I have a schedule of stuff I want to do, stuff I need to do at specific times, it's good.
Some people take it that we're trying to tell them to write a whole fucking it's not like hours every day
because it's unpredictable all the time.
I'm saying like if you go in the morning and you write like if you have a pad, right, and you write down 3 things you need to do today, right?
Did you do that?
Today?
Just in general, do you do that?
I mean, I don't need to write it down, I just know what I need to do, I guess. Like, I know I'm getting up at this time.
What time do you usually get up?
I mean, obviously it's been a bit distorted because of the parties and stuff over the last week, New Year's and Christmas. So I have to sleep a bit longer than 2 hours if I want to wake up. But I like to wake up at 6. 6 a.m.
So what time do you go to bed for that time?
Between 10 and 12. I mean, they say you need 6 hours of sleep. Me, I need a bit more at the moment. But, if you go to bed at 10, that's 8 hours. You wake up at 6. You get straight up. Then I read whatever it is. I like to read like 3 books at a time as well. Not just one. It gets boring. Like, this book I was reading, I read like 130 pages. I was getting bored. I was like, I need to switch it up. So I started reading this one too at the same time. And now I'm like 100 pages through that, 170 pages through that, 400 through that one. Like, I like to read multiple books. But anyway, like, I know that I'm going to get up and I'm reading. Then, it goes on from there. Like, if I have if we're doing this, I know at 7 I have this. So I need to be ready. Maybe you don't, you tell me to, and then you show up at 5.
But that's the thing, like, you need to be able to adapt. If something is...
Flexibility.
If something is unpredictable that happens, like I said, life can be unpredictable sometimes. So you need to be able to adapt accordingly and try and be flexible with the way that you do things. So, like, to try and combat that, you might do something different. You just need to be able to... What's the word? The word is, again, adapt. Adaptability, really. It's just...
That's the key word, adapt.
You just need to...
So obviously we were talking about, I was telling you about the 4 things, and I said hard work, organisation. I talked about a bit, it was making good decisions was one of them. Like being able to spot an opportunity when it comes, you know what I mean? Like making the right decision, like, I do the homework now, I play Xbox, right decision. You need to know to make the right decision, Because some people just, like, they'll see something, maybe like in the next year they're going to make more money off this. But in the long term, they make more money off this. Like, that experiment where it's like, would you want 1 million now or 1p every day for a year? But then and it doubles every day. You remember that? So it was 2, 4. And then when you work it out, the 1p doubling every day is way more. But most people are like, I want 1 million now.
Yeah, because it's immediate.
You need to be able to make the right decision, even if it's not beneficial straight away, because sometimes it's not. And the other one was perfectionism, I think, but to a degree. Because you can't, like I said before, you can't just make one 10 out of 10 in the same time where you could make 5 8 out of 10, because 8 out of 10 is still pretty good. As long as people take value from what you made.
You just need to temper your expectations a bit. Because sometimes it's difficult, like, sometimes you'll know, like, yeah, I made a not so good video.
Yeah, there's plenty, like, I will watch it back, and I'll upload it, and then a couple of weeks later I'll watch it back. I'm like, why does it have 2-minute retention? It's 11 minutes. Why are people watching 2 minutes on average? And I watch it, and when you get bored, like there was a thing I was watching, is like, watch your video before you upload it, and as soon as you look at your phone, like you know when you get distracted, you look at your phone or something. It's like as soon as you do that, you know there's a problem. It's boring, so you need to change something. But anyway, so obviously we talk about that. Like obviously, another one's laziness goes hand in hand. You're not a lazy guy. You do a lot, or whatever it is.
That's the thing, like, I think it's important you can't be bored, because that's another thing with uni, like, back to what you were saying earlier with what to expect. You're going to have a lot of free time.
It's true, yeah, because you don't have lectures every day.
Yeah, you don't have them every day. If you do, it's like 1 hour. What's that? I thought it was going to be a lot more than it was.
No, it's not.
That's the thing, like, it's going to be 1 hour, maybe like 2 hours.
Science and maths courses.
Yeah, some of them do, but like most days you're gonna have 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day at max.
And they definitely have one day where you have nothing.
Yeah, and literally you have all that time to do something.
And that means 3 days a week where you have nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of them. You need to manage your time effectively. That's really important, because I used to say something like, "Oh, I wish there was so many more hours in the day." And I was like, "Why am I saying that for?" There are plenty of hours in the day. You just need to manage your time more effectively.
There is 24 hours in a day.
That's a lot of time.
Everybody has 24.
Yeah, it's
you look at people like, why has this guy got so many? That's so rich. Why has he got so many subscribers? But he's using like 24 hours. Way different to you're using like 24 hours.
That's why back in secondary school, like this needs to change. I need to be more busy. That's why, because I hate being bored. I
get bored, but. A lot of people, I read a thingy article, like, people that tend to be more intelligent tend to get bored a lot easier. I mean, everyone likes to think they're smart. Not the case. True. Not the case for most people, but for me, I find it that, like, there's a lot of time where I have to do 2 things at once, or I just get disengaged.
Yeah, I need to be busy.
Because, like, when I used to play FIFA weekendly, if I'm just sitting there looking at the screen, I just start wandering off and, like, I don't concentrate, but if I was listening to music or a podcast at the same time, I could focus more. Some people can't focus on multiple things at the same time. When I read, I have to focus solely on that, because I can't. Like, you know, if the TV's on in the background and you're just hearing that, it's just annoying.
I mean, it's one of them. Like,
that's one thing if you want to eradicate boredom, distractions and stuff. Like, you have to take out all the distractions. Like,
you need to know yourself as well. Like, if you like look at your phone all the time.
Oh yeah, when I first started,
just turn it off.
When I first started reading again, I turned my phone off.
Because back in the day when I used to read a lot. Back in the day, this was before.
Yeah, but it's not.
This was in primary school. All those storybooks.
Yeah,
I don't have this phone to be looking at.
Back in the day we didn't have phones.
That's my point. I've got something. You don't have that.
Back in the day. 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's my point. So you need to act like it is.
And plus, when you did get a phone, it couldn't do everything this way. All you could do was play that stupid snake game, text people, and phone people. That's it. Never. You couldn't do anything else. I used to read a lot, like when I was younger, and then you kind of get a games console when you do that instead. Really,
I just kind of was like, this is good.
No, I guess to a point where storybooks or fiction books get like.
They were good. They had their time, you know. Yeah. Now it's more about information.
Exactly.
And when information is easily accessible on
this,
I can find what I want on here all the time. It's like, not gonna go back to the book, am I? Unless it's got something, I can even read it here. Like, I can read articles on here. I can read books on here.
But a lot of people like to go, reading is boring. Reading's not cool, you know. I'm like, bro, you're lost. Like Nation said to me the other day, he was like, reading's boring. I'm like, well, that's not good, is it?
I mean, he's one of them. He's still growing.
Some people, right, they're not good at reading. And if you're not good at reading, there's other ways to learn. Like, there's audiobooks too.
Yeah,
you
there's
know what I
audio,
mean?
yeah.
And obviously you've got podcasts, you've got like documentaries. That's another way to
There's still some informational videos where they're talking, but they've got little what's the word? Moving images and stuff.
Now, think about, like, when I was revision and stuff, even though I didn't do a lot, when I did, I would use videos online. I wasn't looking at my textbook.
I mean, I was doing both.
I didn't look at the
BBC
textbook,
Bite-Size
but
and
I feel like videos are more effective and, like, it's more engaging. Like, reading a textbook is so boring.
it's because you're just reading the same thing and it's just, next.
So, obviously, organisation. Obviously, New Year, where do goals fit in with organisation? And because I think that's the first step, no?
Yeah, I think it's important to have goals. So, like, they need to be smart, they need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based, They need to...
Repeat that.
They need to be specific,
Specific.
So
So
they
expand
need
on it, specific.
So they need to be specific to you, to what you want to achieve.
Exactly. So if you want to, I don't know, you want to play on a football team this year, that's specific to you, right? Or if you do YouTube videos and you want to get 10K subscribers this year.
Yeah, that's specific to you, because
Exactly.
you do YouTube videos. You need to be measurable, you need to be able
Exactly.
to
You
measure
need to be able to measure how well are you doing,
Yeah.
how far along. Like, if you're 6 months along and your goal is 10K subscribers and you're on 200, you're doing too well, right?
Yeah, they need to be achievable. They
You
can't
need to do
be...
something about it. Achievable,
They can't be something where
It's
you
too
have
unrealistic.
25 subscribers and you want 200k by
Next week.
next month. It's just not gonna happen. Like,
Exactly.
it needs to be something that is
I mean, yeah, it needs to be
Achievable.
something that you can achieve. Like, I want to be best footballer in the world next year. That's probably 0.000% chance of happening.
and again like next to realistic. It needs to be something that has something that can be attained. Something that if you don't get it, you can say, okay, why didn't I get it? Well, rather than if you don't get it and you're like, oh, well, that's too far away from me. That kind of thing. And then they will ask one time-based. So you need to have a time. So let's say...
Yeah, 1 year, 1 week.
Let's say
by the end of the week, I need
my
to...
goal is I want to drive by July or June. What am I going to do to drive? What do I need to do? What do I need to get
Reverse
there?
engineer it.
I need to, yeah.
Like,
You need to break it down step by
it's like
step.
the thing, point 1, point.
You need
know
to-
A and B, you need to get all of it.
You need to get the
And
steps
it's usually
to
easier
get
to go backwards. Like, okay, so you go, I can drive. And then what step do you do for it? I took my theory test. What step do you do? I done driving lessons 1 through 10 or whatever, however many you do. I got the provisional. And I need to learn to drive. There you have the step. And you can write it
You have to
down.
break it down step
And
by
then you
step.
can apply it one by one. Obviously, some goals can take 1 week.
You can have I'm going to have a lesson every week or...
Well, I'm going to read a book
every-
per week, or I'm going to read 500 pages per week or something.
Yeah, it has to be realistic.
And that's measurable right there. If I read 350 pages this week, I'm slacking.
You're
mate.
slacking, yeah, you
I
need to move on. You need to get...
So, specific to you, what goals do you have this year?
It's one of them, like they'll change, they'll fluctuate, they'll change all the time, but the ones that are fixed, specific to
I'm not
me,
talking about goals you have every day. Like, your goal tomorrow might be to eat a bowl of cornflakes. Like, I don't know.
I mean, how am I going to measure that?
You get a bowl of cornflakes, you eat it, measure it.
Yeah, but that's not really a goal.
I mean,
that's,
like,
that's
you know what I
more
mean?
about-
Like, eat healthy. You mean like tomorrow I'm
Yeah,
gonna eat
but
5 vegetables or something.
I don't know, it's one of them, like, specific to me, I might say, okay, this year I want to go from 5k, or not 5k, 5 million reads or 5 million views, I want to get to 10 by the end of the year. So, by that, I've already got time, it's something I can achieve, because I've already gone from 0 to 2 and 2 to 5, so I can go from 5 to 10. It's something that is specific to me, because I write different sports, different topics. It's something that I can measure. I can see how I'm progressing month by month. So this time, in a month's time, how many views have I got? Why have I got this many? Is it dropping? Is it going up? How quickly is it get? Am I on task? Am I on target to reach my goal? It's just stuff like that. Like, you need to have. And is it realistic? Obviously, it's realistic.
One question I have, based on something we talked about earlier, when you said 0 to 2, 5 to
2 to 5.
2 to 5, 5 to 10. What's harder? Was it harder to go from 0 to 2 or 2 to 5?
It's
always harder to go from 0 to
it's always difficult to go.
They say once you get 100 subscribers on YouTube, you'll get 1,000 easier than you got 100.
That's the thing. Like for me, I think it was really important that I didn't care about the stats. I didn't care about any of that. I did it because I enjoyed it.
Out of what you like. If you don't like it, then you might as well kill it.
That's my point. Like I didn't care about. Oh, you got 2 people that read. I didn't care about any of that.
I got 2 reasons this week.
I didn't care about that.
It was literally for you that you're not in it for the right reason.
You need to do it because you care about it, because you have a passion for it, because you want to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, there's no point.
Yeah, you might get in like 2 years and you're still making it for views and you're like, why am I not
You're going to lose motivation much quicker.
Exactly.
It's one of them. Like for me, I think it was important. I'm glad because maybe now. Maybe I would have been, comparing myself to others much more. But at the time, I was carefree. Like I said, I was in, what year was that? 2011. Was that year 7?
Yeah, no, it was year 9 or year 8.
Something like that.
Because we went to high school year 2009, 2010. 09.
Yeah, something like that. So, when I started the blog, it wasn't like, oh, I want to have so many views. I didn't care about that. It wasn't about that because at the end of the day, you have to understand that everything is proportionate to what your platform is. Who's going to go, oh yeah, I want to see what this person or blogger is looking at.
Unless you're
no, you're not going to get any views. It's not about that.
If you're like Rio Ferdinand and you,
of course, you're going to
write a piece. People are going to want to watch.
He can write whatever. He can write about Donald Trump or Meghan Markle tomorrow. No one. It was real fun. I want to hear what he wants to say, but who cares about what
Jim from
about a 12-year-old wants to talk about Arsenal and why he thinks his side should beat Chelsea tomorrow? It doesn't matter about that.
They lose 6-0.
Doesn't matter. No one cares about that. You just need to be able to do it in such a way that you don't take too much notice of external factors that will affect your motivation.
That's my motivation. How do you get motivated?
You just need to be passionate about it and
it's a lot easier to be motivated when you like what you do.
If you love what you do, if you enjoy what you do, then it's going to be easy.
It's a lot easier to play. I don't know if you want to be a pro FIFA player. It's a lot easier to play 3,000 games of FIFA in a year if you like it. If you hate it, it's going to feel.
Yeah, it's the same with like instruments. If I'm good at guitar,
if you like playing guitar, it's going to be a lot easier to when you suck. It's going to be a lot easier to be willing to continue. Whether if you suck, like a lot of people don't like what they're not good at. You know what I mean? Like for example, I'll give you as an example. When we used to play Fortnite, FIFA, and like NBA, you just never want to play Fortnite because you're dead. Whereas everyone else is alright, they want to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
But like I suck at Fortnite, I don't want to play. But when it comes to FIFA, I'm playing clubs. There's some people that are like, oh, I do not want to play clubs because I'm not good.
You just need to know what you like, what you dislike. And like I said, you just need to block out the external factors. Just do what you want to do. You can't think about, oh, what's this guy doing? Oh, what do I need to do? Just forget about that. Just block out the noise and do what you want to do.
For example, I didn't like something that I can apply to me like that.
Like what?
I'll use cricket as my example. I used to be pretty good at cricket. I used to play on the team at school. And then at like year 10, I just got bored. Like they were like, we have a game. I was like, yeah, I don't want to play. I was like, yeah, it's kind of dead. I don't like it anymore. You know what I mean? Because I was good at it. It was fun because I was better than most other people. But then after a while,
it gets old.
You don't want to go to practice every week and you don't want to play every week once you've done it too much. So obviously, you said do what you like or what your passion is. How do you find that? Your passion.
I mean,
a lot of people don't know how because it's very good. Like a lot of people think you're just gonna come to them and slap them in the forehead. And they're like,
I think I was lucky in the sense that I got it at an early age. Like
most people get
the way I was exposed to different stuff and the way my experiences were. They were what's the word? They were long lasting to the extent that I was like, yeah, well, I know what I want to do. But for others, it's difficult because there's so much going on at different stages. They don't know what exactly it is. So I think it's important that number one, it has to be something you like or something you enjoy spending time doing.
Some people like 10 things and they don't know which one.
Yeah, but it's important that
football, basketball, golf, F1,
which one
reading,
is the one
painting walls.
you enjoy the most? That's what you have to
Yeah,
ask
but
yourself.
what if the one that you enjoy the most is not applicable?
Like what?
So let's say you really love playing Fortnite, but you're not really good. So being a pro Fortnite player or
Move on to the next one then.
trial and error.
Yeah. You need
Trial and
to.
error.
As hard as that sounds, the Fortnite, it's already gone. Like, that train's past the station.
Unless you bring something new.
Yeah.
You're
If you
not
do,
gonna be-
then yeah. But if you just like
Like,
play the game,
if
then
you can bring something new to Fortnite, I don't know, like you think of a new concept or new idea for YouTube for a series, and no one's done it, and someone will eventually find it, and it'll be like that guy who started that streamer killing streamers thingy. Like he'll go around and kill streamers and put their reactions into a video. No one was doing that, and it was funny, you know.
that's something. That's my point. Unless you know specifically what you want to do in that specific thing, just go on to the next one.
Also, focus on your strengths,
Yeah.
not your weakness, because obviously not everybody's good at everything. You know what I mean? Like me,
The jack of all trades and the master of none.
no one's like that though, because everyone's shit at something. Like for example, me, I can read pretty quick and pretty thingy. So some people they just can't read fast or they don't like it. You know what I mean? They're just not good at it or whatever. But then you have people that are trying to work on their weaknesses instead of working on their strengths. You know what I mean? So use Sigurdsson for example. What's he good at? Shooting and free kicks, right? Like, that's what
He's
you
good-
know.
he's-
Set pieces
He's good at passing the ball.
and passing. He's not slow. He's not out there on the training pitch every day trying to prove his mass and trying to jump higher, run faster. You know what I mean? He's out there practicing the free kicks.
Practicing his passing. Practicing his
Exactly.
shooting.
He's out there getting what he's good at. Like if he were, imagine
Because
if
if
you
they play to his strengths, he's going to score
Imagine-
20 goals a season.
imagine if you were just out there trying to train to become faster and stronger, to be like Ronaldo.
It's not going to help.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's not slouch, but
You need to be able to like know what you're good at and focus on that. Like, if you know you're not gonna learn by reading books, why are you reading books? Or you know that you're not gonna, I don't know, think of an example. You know that you're not gonna be a pro footballer. Why are you still or training 5 days a week playing football? You know what I mean? Unless you really enjoy it or you play for a team for a hobby or something.
it's one of them. You just need to manage it.
So, what's in store for Mo this year?
I mean, I'm excited to see what's in store for me, to be fair. I mean,
You didn't tell us your personal goal. I don't know.
I mean, like I said,
Apart from growing to 5 to 10, that's it.
there's a couple. I mean, one of them probably to exercise every day. You know, 1 hour a day at least.
1 hour a day.
At
That's a big commitment.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like towards the end of last year, I did it a lot because, like
I used to.
I said, I mean, it's really important because at uni there's days where you don't have lessons, or you have 1 hour, 2 hours.
Oh yeah, if
You need to be able to do other stuff other times. So I might have tennis on a Wednesday, or football on Monday and a Thursday, and gym on a Tuesday. You just need to have stuff that you do different times, different days, so you know that I know I have to do this, I have to do that.
And
Just simple
also,
stuff
if
like
something gets cancelled, like a lecture, then you have 4 hours or 3 hours in a day where there's nothing. Then you can be like, I can go gym. It's 10 or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. Like, you just need to manage your time, and for me, I like keeping busy. I don't like being in the same place. I hate stagnant. Nah. So I'm one of them. I need to be constantly doing something, otherwise it gets to the point where I just get restless, and it's one of them.
Yeah. You were talking about how you're a night person for the day.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at, we talk about schedules. A lot of people think getting up at 5, 6 a.m. and doing the whole day go to bed regular time. You kind of the opposite.
I respect it because I've done it before. Like if I've gone to work at let's say I've gone to a restaurant and they call me and say we want you in at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. and I wake up at 5 to go to do the shift. I respect that. I can see people wake up and do that, but for me, it's not for me. Like I'll do it.
You prefer to be awake at...
I'll do it, but it's not like I want to do it. I'll do it because I've got something to do at a specific time, which is rare. I think the last time I did it for something, other than, let's say, a game where I've had to travel halfway across the country to go and cover a game, probably for F1 or something, where it started at like 9 a.m. or 8, and I have to wake up and cover it. It's one of them. Like, for me, I prefer, like you said, I prefer the nights because everyone's asleep, so it's just
quiet.
It's quiet. I can concentrate. It usually means that when everyone is asleep, it just means I can focus on what I need to do, and I think also
less distractions.
There's less distractions, but don't tend to get distracted. And I think also when I was younger, like I took a more of a what's the word? A liking to like American sports. So like let's say boxing or UFC, stuff like that. That's usually on TV at ridiculous times in this country. It's usual. It's normal to me now. So like let's say for instance there's boxing on. And you told me that time of Mayweather Pacquiao.
I woke up at like
I was awake.
3 or 4.
I was awake for that, and it wasn't a problem. Everyone that was talking, oh my eyes are hurting. Oh, that's the thing. Like
yeah, well, I woke up like 2 hours before it started.
Or like NBA.
I don't wake up.
I'll just stay up for that because either I'll cover it or I'll edit it or I'll watch it and I'll just draw conclusions from it and just.
I like to watch the highlights because
why?
Unless it's a big game, it's kind of like I love watching basketball. But if it's like a shit game where
Like
there's
what?
2 teams like Sacramento Kings vs Atlanta Hawks or something,
That's an interesting game though.
no, it's not.
I mean, maybe not to you, but that's what I told you about.
Yeah, last time watched the game.
You watched the game for a specific person. Like when I was younger, I used to always watch Athletic Bilbao from Laporte, and that's it. And Munyain. Those are the only 2 players I watch the game for.
But you like watching sport. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, unless I said this last time, unless it's Chelsea or LeBron, I don't tend to watch. I watch highlights of it and I look at the stats of who scored and what the results were.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you the full story. The stats is good to an extent. You need to watch it to draw your own conclusion.
I mean, in the playoffs, I watch the games.
Like the time when you messaged me the other day saying, haha, look at Westbrook, 0 for 8, 6 for 24, whatever it was. You didn't see that half of the shots he took, they were either because he was given the ball with 2 seconds after the shot clock, or literally, it was almost about to go and just went, in and out.
But they're going.
Yeah, fair enough, but it's one of them, like, you can't just use the stats and use it as, he's trash, or, of course
he's trash. I was laughing because the first player and he missed 18 shots.
I'm just saying that you need to be able to look at it at face value and say, you need to be able to look at different. It's not everything that you see is what it seems. That's my point. But yeah, that night he did have a poor shooting night. But
what do you mean that night?
He's been poor from
when I saw that Steph Curry's 3-point percentage is higher than Westbrook's.
Yeah, but he's one of the best shooters of all time. So it's not really it's not one of them. You can't really.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so this year, what's the aim at, like, apart from the views?
Yeah, I said exercise 1 hour a day at least.
I mean, like, career more.
Oh, career.
Like, do you want to go to more games? Do you want to
Yeah, definitely.
post more on Twitter? I don't know, stuff like that. Because,
I mean,
I know for me, apart from getting more, like, views, like, subscribers, posting regularly on Instagram or Twitter is going to get, like, that's 3 ways of getting found rather than 1, you know what I mean?
So I'd say probably going to more games, because I think at games you get to meet new people, you get to improve or bolster your contact list, so that, let's say I'm in the press box at a game and I see someone and we just get to talk, and then he goes, oh, my name is this, here's my card, email me or call me or something. Just something like that. It's just one of the ways where you can have that person
but
literally all the time, that you can just have them on.
I understand, but what if you're, like, no confidence?
What do you mean?
Like, what if there's somebody who I don't know, they're in the same place as you, they go to the same game, that same contact is there, but they're too scared, or...
You can't be too scared. It's one of them. Like, I remember...
Or they talk, or for example, they go and talk to them, but they're not good at, like, selling themselves.
You need... not necessarily you just need to be there, like...
I mean, you need to sell yourself
you need to have... Yeah, that's fair
you need to give off the impression that you're the next.
Yeah, of course you do. Because otherwise, what's the point?
Then
You need
you're
to have
you're
confidence.
boring.
You need to have confidence. Otherwise, no one's gonna go, yeah, I want him, or yeah, I want that person. You just need to have not necessarily an overconfident. You need to have self-belief. I've said it to you all the time. I say if you don't believe it, who's gonna believe it? I say it all the time. If I don't believe something about myself, then how am I gonna make you believe it? You know what I mean?
No one cares. That's why.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You need to make them care. You need to make them say, "Go, wow, this guy's good." That's my point. You need to do it in such a way that they care about, or they know that you're passionate about what you're talking about. That you know what you're talking about. Otherwise,
Yeah, that's true. Like,
what's the point?
If you're able to sort of sell your ideas and your thingy to other people, it's gonna be way more.
Yeah, that's my point.
Like, for example,
you never, like that guy said that scored that screamer in that Chesterfield game. He said to me after the game, he said, "You never know who's watching." I mean, he plays for someone who's in the 7th League in England, but who knows? I think the Chesterfield manager was talking after the game. He said, "We've gone to their games to go and look at some of their players." That's just an example. You don't know who's watching. So at the end of the day, you just need to believe in yourself, because if you don't, then what's the point?
Yeah, if you don't, you're probably gonna make dead content anyway.
It relates to everything. Whether it's content on YouTube, playing football,
or working at McDonald's. If you're like kind of lackluster, people just be like, wow. Like, imagine a guy who works at a marketing division of, I don't know. Like, imagine a manager of McDonald's, like a higher guy, comes into that McDonald's for inspection, and he comes to order, and he always doesn't tell you want him.
Yeah, and you don't know who he is.
And you don't know who he is, and then you're just like, yeah, welcome to McDonald's.
Yeah, but if you're like, oh, welcome, if you have that passion, he might go, wow, I want you for a promotion. This guy's really good. See, that's exactly my point. You need to have confidence. If you don't have confidence, especially in an industry like journalism, you're gonna get shredded. 100% you're gonna get shredded.
Dog.
You are. Yeah, that's how it is.
What I said to
people are fighting to get even questions into
athletes. The other day to someone, I was like, it's a dog world, now my lion. Print down a shirt.
It's a dog world, and I'm a lion.
Yeah. The lion's gonna eat all the dogs. Is it not true?
I mean, yeah, but not there yet.
No. Yeah, I know, but I'm like it. Yeah, but you know, the person I said to said hyenas eat lions, or it takes a multiple. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. A lot. Up on one, just corner.
So, anything else you want to say before
you wrap it up?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's important. It's important that you have self-belief, because to others it's overconfidence or it's arrogance.
Oh no, you can't be arrogant.
I just said to others it is, but to you it's not.
No, and to some people it is. Like, there's a difference between arrogance and self-confidence.
That's it, self-belief.
Self-belief, self-confidence, kind of similar. Like, there's a difference, because arrogance.
Obviously, there's.
I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. You know.
Yeah, and I'm not. I said,
for example, I'll use an example. Messi, right? Messi, not like you think Messi doesn't believe he's the best.
No, obviously.
But how many times does he say he's the best? Never. Look at Ibrahimovic. How many times does he say he's the best?
Look at Ronaldo.
All the time. Yeah, but Ronaldo, I never really heard Ronaldo come out and be like, I'm the best player.
I've heard him say it a couple of times.
I don't really follow Ronaldo, but I know he doesn't say it. Ibra, every time he's on any video,
that's just
he says,
I'm
the best.
That's
and he's arrogant. And Ibra's probably one of those 50-50 players where you either hate him or you really like him.
All of them. That's what you need, though.
Whereas Messi, I don't know many people that don't like Messi. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably some managers who would be like, I don't want Ibra on my team. But I couldn't think of one manager who would be like, I don't want Messi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's my point. You need to have self-belief.
And
Ibrahimovic is just a bit. That's just his character.
Arrogant. That's kind of like, I know everything anyway.
That's his. That's what's made him the player. That's what's made him the player is though. That's the thing. Like, it's about his, what's the word? How he cares about what he does. His what's the word? It's the fire that keeps him going, so to speak.
This is his character. That's
just how he is.
Well, there's some people. I'm not talking about football. There's just some people in general that be like, I'm the best. McDonald's employee, but really they're not.
It's one of them.
There's a difference between being the best and thinking you're the best.
Yeah.
Like, we know someone who thinks they're the best at FIFA.
Hey man, you just need to. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. You know.
Yeah.
I think I heard that in the. I think it was.
We heard that in a fortune cookie or something.
I think it was Corey in the house. If you
Corey
believe
in the house.
believe you can achieve.
That is a throwback.
If you believe you can achieve, and he's not wrong to be fair, but you need to just temper your expectations. You just need to have that self belief that what I'm doing is right, and don't hesitate.
So
Block out all the external factors. Just do the work. Just
after university,
grind.
After university, what's gonna happen?
I mean, you never know what the future might hold. Might go abroad. Might stay here. Might be what's it called, a club report. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, there's so many opportunities to me that it's important that I keep my options open for now. But like I said, I'm excited for what's to come. I think the sky is the limit. Like they said to Fabregas when he left Arsenal.
Yeah, no, it's going to Monaco on a free.
Your passport is the world is your oyster. That's what he said. Someone said that when he was about to leave Arsenal. The world is your oyster.
Too bad he's sat on the bench, and now he's just gonna go to Monaco and be there.
Best player.
It's not hard though.
Doesn't matter.
How are they not in the relegations?
Doesn't matter. He's gonna play with Thierry Henry as his manager.
Ain't going down, yeah. No.
Why not?
Gonna replace.
He's gonna keep them up.
Mourinho in that team, yeah.
Fabregas, Tielemans. Oh, that's gonna be a partnership.
It's gonna be a partnership of Fabregas standing there and watching him run around. Anyway.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of them. You just need to live every day, enjoy it. Work hard, have no regrets. Block out all the external. Just do your work. Just grind, man. That's it. Just grind.
You heard it right there. But anyway, thank you to Mo.
Thank you.
Coming on. Follow him on. What do you want?
My
there will be
Twitter
social links. What do you want?
My
Twitter.
Portfolio, my Twitter.
Was it WordPress?
The portfolio.
The portfolio. I don't know what that means. You didn't even send it to me last time, did you? You did. It's
did.
in there. It's in the other one. And I'll link his Instagram where he posts pictures of the next up and coming youth prospects. So if you wanna, he had pictures of Mbappe and Jadon Sancho on there before anyone knew who they were. So if you wanna find out who the next Mbappe is, Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. You get the updates there. Yeah. Last word.
Grind.
You said the same word.
Adapt.
Said the same words twice. But yeah, follow Mo on all his social links. You can check out the first podcast we've done if you have any other things to talk about. And I will see you all next time. End the music.